Okay, so welcome once again to the Money Code 6.0. Interestingly, this is actually our sixth edition. And like I was saying, we understand that there's a code to money. Money is spiritual, is scientific, but it is not magical. There's a code to money. And the whole essence of the money code is to learn about money. Why we make, manage, and multiply money, because those are the three pillars of the money code. It starts with making. Now, we know that it's not just how much you make, it's how much you keep. And that's talking about managing money, saving. And then finally, it's just not enough to save. Inflation will eat up what you save over time. Expenses will come in and take up the money. You must invest, which is multiplying money. So saving, any saving, multiplying, those are the three codes we teach here. So I'm going to start out with a book review for the day. Giza was supposed to handle the book review, but I'm trying to be sure it's not on the call right now. So I'm going to start the book review before he joins us when he's available. So let me share my screen and then we'll take off from there. Okay. Now let me know if you can see my screen. Somebody let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, the money code 6.0. Interestingly, for this month, we read the book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Waters. How many people read the book? Please, if you read the book, tell me in the comment section that I read the book. Okay, or River, if you give me a thumbs up or say I read the book, let me know how many people read the book. I am like a teacher right now. So I am like a teacher right now. So if you read the book, let me know. Tell me that I read the book. Tell me that I read the book. Tell me I read the book so that I will know. Okay, who read the book? Let me see. Okay, Chidi, Chisom, I'm going to find you still reading. Oriba is still reading. Okay, that's good. Chisom, that book takes less than 5 hours to read. So if you break it up, 30 minutes each. Now, the whole essence of saying reading the book is beyond your academic work, which I know you are doing. Learning about money is beyond our conversation. So across the month, we try to read a book, and they're usually small books. So let me go through a review of the book. Maybe after this, you can read it, but trust me, we'll have a new book for the next month. Who else is there? Okay, Chidi did the audio version. Now, that's another thing. You can actually do the audio version of the book. So while you're on the move, you are reading. So let's go straight to our book review for the month. And the book is The Science of Getting Rich. In the introduction, I said that getting rich is both a science, it's spiritual, but it is a science. It is not magic. So here we learn some basic things that if you do them, you would get rich. That is the premise of the book. And I believe the premise of the book because people have done those same things and gotten rich. It's like your chemistry. They say if you mix this compound and this compound, you get this result. Every time you mix those two compounds under the right condition, you will get the result. So that's the basis of the science of getting rich. Now, this book was written in 1910. And very interesting, right? That seems quite old. But the truth is, those same principles that worked in 1910 are still working even in 2026. Okay, I'm trying to answer some people. So those same principles are working. What is the basis of this book? Wealth is not based on luck or competition, but on following definite mental and practical principles. Mental, it means your mindset, and then practical, your action, what you do. That's a basic summary of what this whole book is all about. So it argues that anyone can become rich by thinking and acting in a certain way. Thinking and acting in a certain way. And this is universal. So whether you are in Nigeria, like me, in the UK like Chidi, or in Dubai like River, in Abuja like Chisom, wherever you are, if you follow these same principles, you will get rich. It doesn't matter where you are. And it also doesn't matter what the economy is like at that point in time, because in every economy, people have gotten rich. In the Great Depression, there are people who got rich. In the present Nigeria economy, there are still people getting rich and balling. So don't be deceived by, oh, the economy is hard, which is even wrong thinking. Saying that the country is hard, the economy is hard, there's no money, it's wrong thinking, first of all. That I've come to realize more and more. So the core idea of the book is that wealth creation is a science. It's not something by speculation. No, it's a science. There are underlying principles that lead to wealth creation. When individuals apply these specific principles consistently, they attract opportunities, resources, and conditions that lead to financial success. If you do certain things consistently, you attract conditions that lead to financial success. So the first idea from the book, let me read it the way it said, and I'll explain it. The universe is made of a living intelligent substance that responds to human thought. Now, let me say one thing that was interesting about this book for me, being a Christian, was I kept wondering, are these people Christians or not? But if you read the book, you realize that this sometimes they refer to as the universe or intelligent substance. Sometimes they refer to it as God. So it's like saying the universe made by God. If you respond to human thoughts, the universe responds to human thoughts. So if you can shape your thoughts positively, it will influence the universe to bring to you what you desire physically. So it's like saying what you think mentally will be manifested in your life physically. So it means that you must be careful what you think. If you think lack, it will be manifested. If you think sickness, it will be manifested. If you think abundance, it will be manifested. It looks quite hard. Will what I think be manifested? The truth is, just the way you don't understand how we are doing an online video call, not all of us understand the code behind Zoom, WhatsApp, and the rest of them. It works. It's a principle that works, whether you understand it or not. Now, idea number 2, have a clear, definite purpose. Now, this also ties to your thinking. Don't be double-minded. That's the correct word. Clear, definite purpose is essential for you to achieve what you want. Clarity of vision. Without clarity of vision, energy is scattered. So let me sometimes say it like this. Today you are this, tomorrow you are that. Now, one of the things I've learned more and more as the days go is to focus. I don't want to be doing 10 things. No. I want to do one thing and do it well. Now, if I move on to a second thing, fine. I know I've moved on to a second thing. Not to be doing 10 things at the same time and not doing any of them well enough. Without clarity of vision, energy is scattered. You are torn in many different directions. And without clarity of vision, you don't have speed. I'll give you a very simple example. When you wake up in a dark room, you can't move fast. If you try to move, you bump into things. That's simply clarity. But when the light comes on, you can navigate the same room with speed. So with clarity, you have speed. Now, thinking in a certain way. Now, what is that way? If you read the book, you keep hearing thinking in a certain way. What is that certain way? It is focused, positive, and creative. See, it's easy to think negative. One of the things I said to myself 3 days ago was that I was going to stop consumption of Nigerian news. Stop. That's actually the word I use, stop. I know it will be difficult to stop. I see YouTube, I see people's status, so I see a lot of stuff everywhere. But if you don't take too much of negative news, you will actually do better to think positive. Think positive. Now, what the next idea is the power of gratitude. Now, for some people, they see gratitude as saying thank you for what you have. And then it goes beyond just being grateful for what you have, but it also goes into being grateful for what you are expecting. It strengthens your alignment with abundance, even that you have not received yet. Being grateful, appreciating what already exists, and helps you maintain a positive attitude that attracts the success and the opportunities you want. The success and the opportunity. Now, what I've learned about gratitude is when you are grateful, you worry less about what you don't have. And that gives a positive atmosphere that attracts what you want. Faith and belief. Faith is a strong belief that what you desire is already in the process of becoming reality. I've had some interesting thoughts about faith this week that have maybe personally helped my faith, but your belief drives your action and prevents that from blocking progress. When I mean drives your action, if you don't believe what you are pursuing, you are going to get it. It has a way of hindering your energy, your action. You may not actually act if you don't believe. Belief drives your action. You act what you believe. That is faith and belief. Creative visualization. Now, I've talked about thinking positive, thinking focused, and thinking creative. I just want to pause here and remind us of a classic that I hope most of you have read. Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. It looks quite simple. People have argued against it, but it is very true. Creative visualization. What you think will come to pass. Think and grow rich and grow rich. The book says that as a man thinks, so is he. For me, that settles it. Even if Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill was not correct. I've read that book more than 3 times. I sometimes think I should still read it again because I understand that my mental ability will affect my finance, will affect my life, will affect every area of my life, whether my relationships and every part of my life. So creative visualization guides our subconscious behavior. They say that most of our decisions are subconscious. So if you have positive creative visualization, it will drive all your action. No competition principle. Now, let me tell you what I understand from this no competition principle. It means that even if Dangote has $30 billion, that does not stop you from getting your $30 billion. It means that if your neighbor buys a Tesla, it doesn't stop you from getting 2 Tesla. No competition. It means that even if Elon Musk has done his SpaceX launch, it doesn't stop you from doing yours. You know why that is how you get there? You understand that the world is full of abundance. There are people who have the lack mentality. They always think lack. They think there's not enough. But for you, you think abundance so that even if Elon Musk has 1 trillion, there's still enough for you. If your neighbor buys 2 cars, there is still enough for you. Now, this is important. Thought alone is not enough. Thought alone is not enough. I understand Think and Grow Rich. I just said Think and Grow Rich, right? But thinking is followed by action. Immediate, efficient, and focused action. I like the word immediate because if you don't start taking action immediately, you are likely to forget, you are likely to lose motivation, you are likely to lose enthusiasm. So if you think, then you must take immediate, efficient, and focused action. Consistency of thought and action. I think I've dealt with this. Your thought is the foundation. Your action should follow. Value creation principle. One of the things we have learned here is that money is simply a reward for creating value. So to increase your wealth, you must increase the value you create for others. Whether you are a teacher, you are a builder, you are an architect, or a doctor. If you increase the value, if you create something that is more valuable for people, if you become more valuable, you would create wealth. So let me wrap up here. This is a summary of the 5 key lessons so that I can quickly turn the class over to Chidi. We're already like 24 minutes in, so I'll turn it over. So 5 key things. Your thoughts, if they come together with your belief, which is faith, like we've spoken about, clarity, gratitude, and finally sitting on action. This is a summary of the science of getting rich. Your thoughts added with your belief, clarity, gratitude, and action. You think, you believe, you are clear about what you want, you are grateful for what you have and what is coming, and then you act from that place of positivity. That is the summary. If you do this consistently, like science, like clockwork, like science, the same science that makes the plane fly, the same science that makes this communication online possible, the same science that makes our lights work, our rockets launch, our trains, that same science, as sure as science is, if you take all of this action, you can definitely become worthy. That is the science of getting rich by Wallace D. Waters. So for those of us just joining, let me welcome us once again to the Money Code 6.0. Now I see Frederick, I see Juliet, I see Theophilus. I like to call him Excellent Theophilus. Chizoba is here with us too. So for those of us just joining, Chimerema, oh my goodness. I know it just simply means something like God is good. So for those of us just joining us, you are all welcome to the Money Code 6.0. We've done this. Damaris is also joining us from Dubai. I have two people from Dubai today. Maybe somebody else, but I'm sure of two people from Dubai. We've done this for 6 months now, and we will keep doing it. It actually gets better as we go on. So I need to get out of your way and hand us over to Chidi, who is going to take us on today's section. So Chidi, if you are okay, please unmute your mic and take over. And I want to tell Chidi, thank you very much. Chidi has been very supportive. Online, offline, Chidi is my day one guy. So thank you very much for... Okay, so Chidi, please unmute your mic.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, so I'm going to sign out here.
I need to be able to share my screen. I can't share at the moment. I can't share my screen at the moment. Hey, Joe. I don't have access to share.
I am on it. I'm on it.
Okay.
Let me, that's settings, right?
I think so.
I'm trying to see that option. Share. Share options. Okay, share settings. I'm on it.
Yep.
Known as the gentleman of football.
I can't see that. Okay, just start. I'm working on it.
Okay, my name is Chidi, and I am. When you gave me the topic, I was a little bit taken aback. I have to start self-reflecting. I'm thinking if I've actually taken all the opportunities that have come to me. But that being said, every day is a school day. My wife usually say that, and because every day is a school day, you can't get to that place of perfection. Every day we continue to develop ourselves, continue to acquire new skills, continue to read more about ourselves, we continue to learn ourselves, and we continue to get better. That being said, I'll just jump on the slide and hopefully I'll run back through it. The topic today is the income upgrade, and the conversation is about how to earn more in today's economy. I have made it today's Nigerian economy because it's specific to Nigeria, and I'm thinking there are lots of people here who are Nigerians, may not be in Nigeria at the moment, but are Nigerians, and obviously business in Nigeria can still be part of your income when you're in another country trying to do something. I don't know if I want to run through these numbers without showing my screen. So, but let's ask a few questions
before we continue. There's a sound from some place and it's really distracting. I don't know what it is, but it's distracting. I don't know what it is.
Okay, sorry. It's It's lawn mowing. I'm sorry about this.
No. It's someone talking. It's like TV sound, not the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so please, can we all mute our mics? I'm going to mute now. Chidi, please try sharing again. Try sharing.
Is it better now?
Yes, the sound is
Yes.
better.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you
I've
very
enabled
much.
sharing.
Okay, good. So I'll try sharing right now.
Yes, please. You're good?
Good.
Yes.
Are you able to see my screen? Okay, I'll just go back one step. My name is Chidi, as I said, and this is the money code. Will I say version 6 or episode 6? But this is our sixth webinar. So let's discuss Nigeria. I call him Deacon. I call him HO. He was my HO. He was my first HOD in one of my first media departments in a church. So he's still Deacon. I know he doesn't like the HO part, but so he mentioned that he wants to stop listening to Nigerian news. That's good for the mind, but we need to know what the stats are so that when you know you need to work, you know in what direction you need to work and how much effort you need to put in. Unemployment rate has gone up by 33%. That was last 2 years. That is from Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Exchange rate is 1,400. I remember when this was 2016, 2017 Christmas when I went for, end of year when I went for crossover night. Someone was saying that someone was ministering and said that the rate will get to 500. Man, this is times 3, almost times 3 of that now. So if you had Naira, 500 Naira or you had 1,500 Naira in 2019, it's worth say maybe 500 or 400 Naira now. And that does not put, please, voices, please. So that does not put into consideration things like inflation, just the value of the money. So so if you had 1.5, it is about 500 or maybe even 300 now, equivalent. Then you also have inflation, which has been double digits for a very, very long time. Then you have the fact that you have a lot of relatives that depend on you. You may not be directly affected, but you have relatives that will may be affected in some way. We cannot shy away from the numbers. The numbers are just kind of glaring and staring at us. For those of us who are working, who are possibly out of the country, you may have received more calls in the last 1 year from people who you talk to, people who you chat with, that tell you things about, say, maybe please just find me some 2K, some 5K, some 10K, depending on what is what. So these challenges are massive. These challenges are the reasons why we need to attend to the money code and actually change our life. Let's go over to the next idea, which is away from the numbers. Now thinking about what we can do. There are 3 main parts to upgrading your income. I wrote 3 main parts, but personally, my most fun part is one I learned from an Indian. He says, it's easy to think of increasing your income, but it is better to reduce your expenses if you can. Now, you might say, oh, if a plate of food is, let me use the UK parlance, a plate of breakfast is about £11, depending on where you're eating. £11 is about 21,000 Naira. So, oh, you say it's 21,000 for a plate of breakfast. £11 is what you get paid if you work for about £11. You get paid if you work for an hour for a minimum wage. You think is 1 hour you're giving out, but actually when you sum it up in a month, you find out that it's a lot. But if you had made your breakfast at home and packed it in a container and taken it to the office, you'll find out that in a month, that's maybe 3 days breakfast would have paid for a month's breakfast. So as much as possible, cut down on expenses. That's my favorite starting point. So if you've been able to cut down on expenses and expenses cannot be cut down anymore, then we now start thinking of optimizing your income, existing income. A lot of Nigerians, I don't think those of us in this call are affected, but I think for future reference, do not request for an upgrade, for an increase in payment, increase in salary, increase in income. If you have negotiated, say, a salary at the start of your career, and you have acquired, say, an additional skill, a new software development skill. I'm an IT person, so I'll talk more digital. Or you've learned maybe virtual assistant or proposal writing, and you're still paid the same amount. It is not out of place to both spiritually and physically request for. When I say spiritually, pray about it. I'm a Christian, so I believe a lot in that. So pray about it. But beyond that, also walk up to the HR person and tell the person, hello, I was starting with this, but now this and this. And this and this has come up and has been added to my role. So as a result, I think my salary should be reviewed. And once you bring that argument, they obviously go back. So where was I? So if you do that, they will most likely push back, and after some haggling, you should be able to receive some increment. It might not be worth it. It might not be so much, but it will obviously be worth it. Now, there's one question when I was writing this. My head, and that question is if you were the employer of yourself, to put yourself in the shoes of that employer, would you increase your salary? If you wouldn't increase your salary, not the path for you, then I think the next line says skill up. If you are a data analyst, you can always acquire Power BI skills, Power Apps skills. If you can do your certifications, whatever department you are, there should be something next level that you can actually go up to. If you work for multinationals that they pay you in USD, or you work for a Nigerian company where they pay you in Naira, you can always think of expanding your career to work for multinationals where they'll pay you in USD and you will not be affected by the decline of the Naira. Get certified, get PMP, get Prince 2, if there is any certification. I think I was talking to a HR friend of mine a few weeks back, and she mentioned that there was a certification for HR. I never knew there was anything like that. Just find out what's available in your field and get certified. If you get certified locally and there is an opportunity to get certified with maybe an international body, just get certified. It's important. It helps. It helps present your CV in a different light. So that's for optimizing existing income. The next part is build your digital side income. Now, there is a lot of pushback with things like freelancer on that freelancer.com or Fiverr or Topwork or TopTal or Upwork. The reason why people push back is say there's a lot of competition there. The truth is that there's a lot of competition, yes, but in the competition that exists, people are getting the jobs. So find out how people get these jobs and actually get them. I don't think that there's a lot of competition does not mean that. I think my first week on Freelancer, I got some very interesting gigs, but I have not been chasing it as actively as I would because of some other physical engagement. But the truth is, there are opportunities and they are gettable, and just get them. Then there is also that social media part. Some people say, okay, I'm shy of cameras, I cannot. I'm talking about the parts that people give as excuse, because I'm not trying to talk about the slide, because obviously, social media is a very good option, YouTube, videos, and all that. But there are faceless YouTube channels that are earning millions in various currencies. And they can be generated. I think I shared one with a friend of mine. I'll check for them. After this training, I will try to post them on the group. Just some things that I've come across that have helped. You don't like cameras, you don't want to talk, you're camera shy, you don't want your voice heard. You can generate voices on AI, you can generate faces on AI, you can make it as real as possible, and you can always push them to an account. I think there's some requirement that you have to say that all your content are AI generated, but people are watching them. I was in a vehicle yesterday and a young boy was playing on YouTube most of the time, and most of them were AI videos. And those are views that will count towards the algorithm for that page. So then there is also social media management for SMEs. You can offer that service if you're very good with social media management. You've been doing that for yourself on your social media account. You can always push that to a business. Then there is virtual assistants, that's VA. I can't talk so much about that, but you can learn the skill, go to Upwork and offer yourself as that. But that is increasingly becoming really populated. So it's something I want you to kind of put an eye on, but also know what's available. Then lastly is start or scale a business. Now, if you have a business that's already running, try to look for, I think someone on this call contacted me a while back, something about a business in Nigeria. If you have a business idea or a business that you're already running, scale up, expand. If it is something you sell, register on Jumia, Konga, or Instagram Shop or TikTok Shop. If it is if it's a service, try to create a website, create some online presence, work on your social media, try to expand beyond your local environment. I was talking with Deacon Ken earlier, and he mentioned something that the president's wife said about selling akara. If you sell akara at the moment and you already have customers, try to expand, repackage your akara. It's annoying that the president's wife would think that that's a solution to the problem of the country, but I think Nigeria has a sense of humor that no other country in the world has. So if you sell akara already, it won't be out of place to use her as your advert. Use this what she said as advert for your business, and sell your akara. So there are also very knowledgeable people here, people who have several years of experience, maybe in business or marketing or something like that. Create an online content. I think Deacon Ken has an online content presence where he has yes, so he has online content on Udemy, I think, where he taught Excel. And I don't know what the income from that is, but obviously the income is still ongoing. So I'll just go further. So now, digital streams of income. Now, the reason why I'm focusing on digital income is because with something like akara or something like barbing hairs, it's a physical business. Expansion is a little limited. If it is a digital service, you can always sell abroad. You can always connect to people, with other currencies, and you always get income in those currencies. And if you earn in those currencies, when you translate it to Naira, it will actually apply to so much. So we know what the exchange rate is. I think about 1,400 for every dollar. So if you earn $500, for instance, your life will be in a better place. I think that will be about 800 or 900,000 Naira. And that will be transforming for someone's personal life as against earning 300. I think that the next slide talks about that. So freelancing, now copywriting, graphics design, even graphics design with AI is a very hot issue. I've looked at people's statuses, even businesses. There's a lot of design graphics with that have AI origin now that has infiltrated the whole graphics and design space. Then there is also dev. Now, dev can be obviously software development or dev as in content development. Then there's video editing. Video editing, I don't think AI does a lot of video editing well. That's what, at this point of recording, this is what I know. I don't know so much video editing from this, but you can create various parts of your video with AI. Then there is, I'll talk about app development, app and tech products last, because it's something I want to buttress there, which is vibe coding. So I'll come back to that. So I'll just go around. Affiliate marketing is no longer as lucrative as it used to be. So if you're in affiliate marketing, just try to expand. If you're not in affiliate marketing, I would strongly suggest that you kind of have a second thought before going in. You have to do all your groundwork properly. Now, all of this is not a literal business advice, but it just points you in the direction you should look and do your research in. Then there's coaching and consulting. There are lots of us here on this call who may think we don't know so much, but you've worked in a business for up to 10 years. If you worked in a business for up to 10 years, that means you've done the same thing for the last 10 years. And if you've done the same thing for the last 10 years, you should know so much to actually help another company start in a similar business. So you should be able to sell that product. Now, it might be in business, it might be in finance, it might be in education. Whatever the business is, you should try to see if you can put up a package of what you think you know, do some extra research to augment that, and put it up as a package. If someone wants to start up a school, for instance, you should be able to tell the person, if you worked in education for so long, this is what it takes. This is the number of registration you require. These are the people you need to talk to. These are people you can consult. I even have some staffing agency I can talk to help you to get teachers, something like that. So that's for coaching and consulting. Then we talk about logistics and delivery. Now, I was in Nigeria in, I think in May/June. And when I was in Nigeria, I noticed that the biggest, people order food with reckless abandon. The business that is growing a lot in Abuja now is places to eat. So people order food with reckless abandon, and they pay between 2,500 to as much as 6,000 naira for delivery. If you can take a slice of that business, come into agreement with some people provide funding, you get bikes, you put trackers on the bikes, you set up your business, and people are able to deliver food on your behalf. So beyond just delivery of food, Bolt has also taken a slice of that cake, because Bolt now offers delivery also on their platform. So if it is something, you can also find cost of bikes, register, get people to ride them, register on Bolt, see how lucrative it is, do your numbers. If it makes sense, it's a business to go into. And there's drop shipping. I personally don't like drop shipping, but some people live on it. Drop shipping, you don't need to do so much personally. I think I have a friend who does virtual assistant for a drop shipping company. All they do is they take orders, and when they take the orders, they order it on AliExpress, and AliExpress delivers to that person on behalf of that company. So I don't know how the registration goes, but you can do your research, and I think it works, and the people make a lot of money from that. I think I've also noticed that I have a lot of people posting things on social media that they don't own a shop for, but they are able to order and deliver once. I don't know what the agreement looks like, but I think it's something you may just research. But I've seen a lot of people who are actually thriving on that. Then lastly, app and tech products. We're at the point in life where ideas actually rule the world. I was telling HO some hours ago, about an hour ago, that I developed an app. I'm an IT person, I write codes a lot. So, but I was trying to do something called vibe coding. You can go and research it. I won't talk so much about that definition now, but I was doing something called vibe coding, and I developed an app that would have taken me 3 months to develop in about 3 days. Now, I've not done testing, I've not done refining, I've not done what it would take to do, but the app is, at least the minimum viable product is available for that app. So if I need, say, a financier Once I'm able to set up the environment on my lap and it works and it makes sense, I can actually expand. Will you be interested in financing this? And I did it from my computer, well, over say maybe 4 days or 5 days of writing prompts and developing the prompt and writing site maps and all that. But I did all that because I'm an IT person, so why not? Why not do it perfectly? So, but it's something that it's an ongoing skill that is developing very fast. It's one thing to develop so quickly that you may not even require any IT skills. All you need to know is what you want it to look like, and you can explain it for base 44, and it will create all your apps for you. Don't go alone. Talk to people who may be interested. See if you can get into collaboration so that you can fund it together. But if you can't, it's possible to use something like Base 44. Now, Base 44 did not sponsor me, but you can use something like Base 44 to actually write your vibe coding and complete your development in a short while. But I think they do only websites. So, but for you to do apps, you need something like maybe Cloud Code or any more, or Codex. But you don't need IT skills to be able to achieve that. That's just the point. You can think of an idea, something native to your environment that you think that will sell. You spend, say, about 28K for Cloud Code for a month. You plug in all your ideas, you develop the app, you get someone to help you look at it. If it works, you launch it. If it doesn't work, you don't have so much loss. 28K is maybe 3 plates of food in Wuse 2. And it's an idea that you floated. And you can set up a basic business name and connect all your ideas to that business. Well, that's for that slide. I think this boils back to something I've said previously, which is if you earn in dollars, you obviously be a lot better. So if we use our exchange rate and we earn in $500, then you have an income of about 800,000 Naira plus, as against earning in Naira. And you about the same amount of work, and you earn, say, 300K. So that is something we need to look at. If you're looking at working abroad, that's working remotely, you can think of Upwork, Fiverr, TopTal, Remote Code. My favorite is Freelancer, because there's a lot going on Freelancer. Now, the Asian guys have taken a lot of the content because they tend to be online. Once you post a job, you have at least 15 responses from people in Asia before you start coming to the ones from Nigeria. So if you can always use something like Cloud Code also to automate the process of responding to those job adverts. I can't go into explaining how on this call, but obviously you can automate some of those responses, so your responses come first. But you also know that there's a downside, that if the AI is hallucinating, there's a tendency that the hallucination will also appear on those applications. Well, so let's fast track a little. High demand skills in Nigeria. Now, I was talking to someone a few days back, and the person has a degree in some random course. I won't say specifics, but the person was trying to get a job. And I think a HR person was having a conversation, and it was just annoying when the conversation pulled through. The person was just feeling like the lady wasn't suited for the job because she studied something else. Now, I think we need to go past that as a people, but beyond making a call for the country to change, I think acquiring skills, acquiring high on-demand skills is extremely important. I've mentioned here there is VA and admin. Obviously, the remuneration is less, but it is a very simple skill you can acquire, and something you can just build up on very quickly. There is video editing. Video editing is time consuming. Personally, I do graphics, photos when I have some time as a side gig, but video editing is time consuming, and some people will just want to take the videos and just leave the videos for someone else to edit. So if you acquire video editing skills, that is really good. Then digital marketing, all your social media posting, market that adverts on social media, how to do Google ads and all of them. If you acquire that, that is a very serious and very booming industry at the moment. I think I was talking to somebody from in Kubwa some weeks back, and the person wanted to do social media advert and requested I should teach her. I charged her a particular fee to teach her. Now, this is not something I do every day. It's something I do when I have to. And it's still a skill that is still able to earn me money without actually thinking about, without going into the details. Then copywriting is also a very important skill. UX design. UX design is both emotional and physical and spiritual all put together, because it will define how people will actually see a company, people will see a website. Most of the times when I have to design a website, I need a UX designer to design the website for me so that I don't have to think about that bit of it. And it always works. A graphics designer that has learned US, it always upgrades their income and all of that. Then there is data analysis. A lot of data is generated by AI, by all platforms now, and has been collated over the years. So people need to crunch that data and actually make sense of it. Data analysis will never go out of business, and the data analysis will never go out of business. So it's something you need to learn, and there are free tools. Well, Excel is not free, obviously, but there's Python, which is free, and there is Power BI, which is free. So all these platforms can be downloaded directly on your computer, and you can start learning them. I moved from core IT support to a data analyst and data systems role by learning online. Most of what I learned for the role was online, and I think it's possible for anybody. Then software dev, that's like my that's my favorite part. Now software development is been good. It will continue to be good even with AI. Now, I mentioned previously how I developed an app in a few days, and I was able to develop it in such a short time because I'm a software developer. And because I'm a software developer, I was able to give the right instructions. So if you learn a little of software development and you're able to do some vibe coding, if you mesh them together, it will obviously boost your income a lot. So, but where do you learn from? You can learn on Coursera. You can learn on Udemy. On Udemy, you have lots of free courses. On Coursera, you also have lots of free courses. You can get an accountability partner. Now, I know learning online is a challenge for lots of people, but if you get an accountability partner, someone who is interested in what you're learning, or learning something similar, or learning something separate that you people have about the same timeline, you can get the person to talk to so that you're both learning and you ensure that you're contributing to that every day. I'm learning French. I was at the French Institute at some years back. I still contribute to my learning French every day. For the last 1,050 days, I think, I have been learning French every day. So it's something you just need to contribute to daily, even if it is just a bite size. Then there's Google Digital Skills for Africa. There is ALX. There are lots of platforms. You can always learn digital skills on all those platforms, and it will not cause a dent in your pocket. There are lots of free content on alison.com, and you can, the options are unending. Now, sectors in Nigeria. Now, for those of us who already have some money and possibly we want to put some money into investments, there is the Fintech. Fintech is highly regulated, but it requires a lot of skill, it requires a lot of security, but it is one sector in Nigeria that you can't take it away from. It's just been making money consistently. You have Flutter, you have OP, you have Money Point, and all of those are all based on financial technology, and it's unending. If you contribute something that is tangible to the system, even at the moment, the biggest problem in Africa is still Fintech. because you can't transfer money from Nigeria to Ghana without being charged exorbitant fees. It's easier for me to transfer money from Dubai to Nigeria than for me to transfer from Ghana to Nigeria. So there's still a lot of work in fintech that needs to be done. Then agribusiness. If you read a little about cocoa production, you know that cocoa production in Nigeria is at its highest, but the profit is at its least. I think a ton of cocoa cocoa seeds is about 8,000 pounds. But if you refine it to cocoa gel or something like that, it becomes almost a million naira or so. No, about $1 million. I think some random figures like that. So if you are not interested in going to the farm, you may be interested in refining. Now you might say capital. Have you drawn up a business case for it? Have you talked to people? The guy from Starbucks was rejected 240 or 250 something times. So there are opportunities, lots of opportunities in agribusiness. Now, from poultry to cocoa to palm oil, the opportunities are endless. Then there is education. We have out of school children. This one is actually directed at me. Education, that's EdTech. We have a lot out of school children. What can we do to teach those children? Because they'll become a liability in the future if they don't learn enough. So if we can't build something in education and as a combination of education and technology, those children will be a menace to our own children, even with our means to put money together and send them to school. So it might be something we may want to start looking at, and it's something that the government will be interested in. And if you do something that is novel, obviously United Nations, UNDP will be interested because they want to develop that for children that are out of school. About 66 million, right? About 66 million children in the north of Nigeria are out of school. Then there is e-commerce, obviously, that is for sales. I won't talk so much about that. Then there is the creator economy. I talked about social media, creating content for social media. It is serious money in Nigeria. And the hub at the moment is in Lagos. You have a lot of startups in Abuja, but you have a lot of intensity in Lagos. So if you want to learn, you can always learn on YouTube how to create those content. You can get started and start pushing your content out, and who knows, we might have on this call, we might have the next big thing. Then there's health and wellness. If you're into healthcare in any ramification at all, people are wary of going to the hospitals. People feel that hospital is very expensive. Some people just avoid hospitals generally. But if it's possible to merge AI with whatever solution you're doing, you are on the right path to the top, because people are on their phones always, and you'll be reaching them. They're going to be, well, obviously highly regulated, because you need a doctor to work with, you need a nurse to work with, you might need a nutritionist to work with. But those people are available, and if you create the platform to register, and who knows, I created this framework, and it's just essentially an idea, but I think it's the path to scale. The first step you need to take for you to scale up your income, to improve your income, will be to do an audit. Do I have the skills? Do I have the time? Do I have the capacity? What is my current income? How much can I set aside towards training, towards improving myself? Then you need to identify things, and you can just pick one out of all of them. HO mentioned that he's not a fan of doing so many things at the same time. He wants to just be single-eyed. I think that being single-eyed helps. So if you're focused on, say, if you identify, say, it's digital business, if it's vibe coding, you can always develop vibe coding and work in that part. If you talk to me, if you chat me up, I might be able to direct you appropriately. But, well, obviously, I offer paid services also. So, okay, then we are talking about skill up. If you need to get some certification, you need to do some additional learning. There is Udemy there, and trust me, Udemy is free. For those of you who are out of the country, you can reach out to somebody in Nigeria to buy a course that you found on Udemy and gift it to your email. Now, by doing that, you save money on whatever the exchange rate will be and what the cost of that course should have been in the country where you are. And it's not a crime. It's a gift, and it's possible on Udemy. Then you should execute. Make sure you get your first paid clients. Start chasing, doing your business development, and start whatever skills you have learned. Start to build a portfolio around it. Once you acquire that skill and and you're perfect in it, see if you can create prototype. I was watching something prototypes around it that you can always employ, possibly give jobs to, and you get paid, and they get paid from that same process. I was watching something yesterday about it was yesterday or the day before about consultancy companies. Most consultancy companies seem to make a lot of money, but they're actually 70xing the skills that they acquire from the top guys. So you have top executives in consultancy companies, or generally all consulting companies, and those top executives are very good with their skills. They are maybe consultants, they are partners. Then you have people working under them. So those people working under them do the analysis, do the research. All the consultants do are just kind of give responses. Now, the consultant may be earning something like 1.5 to say maybe $2,000 $2 million, between 1.5 million to 2 million per year. But the foot soldiers are earning a lot less. But because they are there, they are able to make a lot more money because the skill that is being paid for is for the partner level, consultant level knowledge. If you need more information about this, I'll share a message on the group, and that will help. Last but not the least is this portion. The left side, I wouldn't talk so much about it. If you need to know more about it, watch the video from the last class. And voices, please. Yeah, so if you need to know more about it, just watch the last video. I think the link should be on the group. If you need the link directly, sent to you directly, you can post on the group and someone will send it to you. But the part I'll focus on is the part on the right, the golden rule. Now, the golden rule it's just a combination of ideas that we've talked about in the past, and it is still very relevant at this stage. First of all, the first thing you need to do is to start earning an income. Hold on 1 minute, please. Can I go just 1 minute?
Okay, thank you all very much.
Sorry about that.
Okay, you're back?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. I need to rush upstairs because lots of people were talking. Okay. I was on the golden rule. First of all, the first business you have is to start earning. You need to start making some money. You need to start receiving some income. So if you're at the point where you're not receiving any income at the moment, that's the first business you have. Then you need to save. Obviously, set some money aside, then you can invest. I didn't write save there because obviously you need to set money aside. You need some money to be able to invest. So first earn, then second invest. Then some other rules. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Well, as it says literally, make sure your eggs are in various baskets. There is a verse of the Bible that I always reference whenever I think of this. Do not put your eggs in one basket. It's in Ecclesiastes. I can't remember the exact verse, but it says, cast your seed in the morning, the evening withhold not your hand. For you don't know which will prosper, whether it is this or that, or if both will equally do well. So as much as possible, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Then you should have an emergency fund. Now, emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your income. The emergency fund is not a profit scheme. You can put it in a savings account, but it should be easily accessible. Now, the reason for the emergency fund is, my car broke down. The tire all of a sudden just burst. You should be able to quickly solve that problem. I can't ever forget when I thought I had a spare tire here in the UK. I thought I had a spare tire. I was going on a trip. I had a dream the night before that I spent a lot of money on tires. I looked at my tires looked fine. So I just started up on the trip, went all the way to Brighton, then I continued and I was going to Cambridge. And I was about maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes from where I was going to in Cambridge. My tire just burst, my back tire. I was carrying some friends. I want to carry them to the airport first, drop them off before going to my wife's cousin's place in Cambridge. And when my tire burst, I stopped by the road. And the rule in this country is you don't change your tire. If you're on the express, on the motorway, and your tire bursts, you don't change it to yourself. So you need to wait for the either AA or some other organization to come and change it for you. So AA came. The car was registered with AA, so I called AA came. They checked the tire. They said they looked at it. They said, the tire was tired. I didn't even know it was tired because it burst inside. They said it was a tire, so they went to my spare, brought out the spare, and they tried to pump the spare, and the spare was bad. I spent a total of 400 and something thousand naira that day to get a new tire and get it fixed. Now, I thank God I was able to, I had the money to somewhere to spend. But if I didn't have that, I had to take a loan. The interest on that loan would be about maybe 5 or 6%. And when I pay off the loan and I pay off that interest, I'll feel the temperature. This 400K I spent will not be, the temperature will not be the same. So just have an emergency fund. Then hedge with at least 20% in dollars. Now, see, the Naira has been falling. The dollar remains the international exchange currency. As much as possible, set some money aside in dollars. It saves you from the fluctuation. It saves you from a lot of calculations. If you need to travel out at some point, you can always get some money from the USD account to fund your trip. And if you need to present a statement, a USD account is usually very good. Now, I will just digress a little and talk about an experience of Pastor Sam Adeyemi. When he was starting up, he mentioned that he was expecting to start earning money in USD, and he was praying about it, and he was thinking about it, and he was giving it. He had pasted it on his mirror, and he was looking forward to earning in USD. But something happened. One day, he was just walking by the road and thinking about earning in USD. And it dawned on him, if they give me USD now, where do I put it? It dawned on him that he did not have a USD account. So he went to the bank and opened a domiciliary account. According to him, that same week, someone gave him money in USD. Now, you might say it's a coincidence, you might not be spiritual and believe it was coincidence, but the truth is that the book we read this month tells us that we should allow ourselves to think, allow ourselves to be expectant, allow ourselves to have some faith. So if you are expecting to start spending in USD, at least have a USD account now, so that at least where to put the money, the bank to put the money will be available. So that's just a side. Then avoid Ponzi scheme. The truth is, get rich quick schemes do not work. Well, some people make profit once in a while, but most people make a lot more losses. Avoid them. Check that whatever organization you're trying to put your money into. If you read The Richest Man in Babylon, had lost his first investment because his money in somewhere that wasn't straightforward. Money gets lost very quickly if you don't put it in the right place. So that is done. I think it might not be out of place to call us to have some action points. And I have prepared 3 action points here. The first action point is audit your income this week. Well, it's salary week for some people, or last week was salary week for some people, or next week will be salary week for some people. Then you also have some people who their salary week is unknown, or to make sure you do an
Hello, Chidi. Hello.
Did I drop off for a bit?
Yes, you dropped off a bit.
Hey, what did I say last?
Salary week. Some people's salary week.
Okay, good. So this is salary week. Some people, their salary week is unknown. So if your salary week is unknown, you still fall under the same group. Learn, sit down, do an audit. The worst kind of lie is the lie you tell yourself. If you lie to yourself, then that means you're all men most miserable, because you won't even know when the truth comes. So tell yourself the truth. Sit down, tell yourself, this money is not working. Let us work it. If you need to talk to someone, the King Ken is there. You can talk to him. You can post on the group if you have questions. You can just speak out. Let someone direct you. That is for auditing your income, auditing yourself. Sit down, audit yourself. Be truthful. Do your accounting. Do your numbers. Check online if you need tools to help you. Then choose an income path to pursue. Not 3, not 5, not just 1. And commit 90 days to it. Now, when I say choose 1, you can look at this whole all these slides now and say, okay, man, I can do like 5 things. Doing 5 things is good, but if you choose 1 and you commit 90 days to it, I can guarantee you that you will learn so much in 90 days that you will feel like you'll be very confident with that skill. And if you learn 1 well enough, people will know you're learning 1. I don't miss any opportunity to speak French. If I was at the program last Saturday, and I found out that one of the organizers speaks French and speaks English. I stopped speaking English to her. I was speaking French to her. So, as much as possible, the truth is that once you learn and you're good enough, it will start pouring. It will be pouring out. So you go to a place and maybe you learn data analysis and you go to a place and you see them working with Excel only. You will tell them about Power BI immediately. So that's the way it works. So pick up one, learn it to the extent that it starts to pour, as in it starts to overflow. People will see that you're good at this and start paying you for it. Then the last is join the WhatsApp group. There is a WhatsApp group, join it. If you're not there yet, join. A lot of things are posted there. Books for the week are posted. The link to this training will be posted there. It's important you join. And once you join, you'll be better off for it. That'll be all for me. Questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Chidi. Can I see some emojis? You know, if it is, we say give a round of applause, Sabi. So now let's give thumbs up, emojis. That's what we do online. That's a very interesting world we live in. Oh, that's a big one. You know, Chidi used the word they called AI hallucination. A very interesting word that caught my attention. AI hallucination. Every time I see it, it's funny. So if we have questions, we can either type it in the group or you can unmute yourself and ask. I've posted the link to the WhatsApp group on the group. A lot of conversations going on there. And the one thing I want to say on behalf of myself and Chidi, some of the things he mentioned, some we may not be able to teach you all, but the ones we would be able to teach you, we can either teach you or start you up on that journey. I'll give you an example. Somebody reached out to me at a time I was doing my MBA exam. He needed to learn data analytics. I spent like an hour to curate lessons for him. YouTube links, just YouTube, only YouTube actually. I curated lessons and sent to the person. He sent me a message 3 days ago that he has finished the lessons and he has learned a lot. So the ones we can teach you, we can do that immediately. But the ones we can't teach you, we can point you towards a learning path or where you can learn from. So if you have questions, please go ahead and ask. If there is anything you want to learn, share on the group. Either we can teach you directly or we can point you in a direction where you can learn. But Chidi, thank you very much for coming through. You guys don't understand what Chidi had to do to be with us. Yes, Chidi is in the middle of everywhere, yes. I said to him, it's good to have people in the right places. So he's in the middle of a journey, but to come through for us, he had to stop himself somewhere to be able to speak to us and then continue his journey. Of course, in a place like UK where they count pounds a lot, that may have cost something. Instead of taking a straight train, he broke his train somewhere, I understand. So, but Chidi, you know I appreciate you. Thank you very much. My only problem with you is that you have like 10 names for me. Today is the King Ken, tomorrow is Hichu, the other day is what else again, eh? That's why I like Eno more than you. Eno only has one name for me. So that's, but thank you very much. You know, I appreciate you for always, I use that word, always having my back. So, and then remember some things he said, vibe coding, some new things that are coming up. And then, Chidi, the interesting thing about vibe coding, for example, is that people can start to learn it now. They will be at the front of the curve, right? Hey, Chidi, yeah, vibe coding.
Yes,
if
they
people
will.
start learning, they'll be at the front of the curve. I didn't hear about vibe coding until 2 weeks ago. So they'll be at the front of the curve instead of being behind the curve. So something you can check out. AI is becoming something else. It was just about 2-3 weeks ago that I learned about AI agents that can basically become your assistants. Okay, what I tried setting up last week was an AI board of directors. Something I learned newly. So setting up an AI board of directors of key people to advise me in my business. Very interesting. So please keep learning. If you understand our thinking here. Okay. Chisom. Okay, interesting. Chisom, we can work out something. Data analytics. That's interesting. Of course, definitely one of the things I do. Okay, we can definitely work out something online and in person. You are Abuja based, so we can do that. So okay, so if I don't have any major questions, I'm going to let us go for now. So, but understand that our reading and our learning is very important. If you notice, this school is based on learning. One of the last things Chidi said to us was, avoid Ponzi scheme, get rich quick scheme. We are not doing get rich quick scheme. If we are doing get rich quick scheme, we'll not be doing 6.0 money code, right? We'll do one day in 30 minutes, get rich in 30 minutes program. But we are saying build wealth based on knowledge, based on scientific knowledge. Like I said in the introduction, money is spiritual, money is scientific, but it is not magical. Money is not based on law. It's spiritual and it's scientific. Okay, Chimerema, all right. Please join the group. We can, my numbers are there. We can take the conversation. I have two people interested in data analytics already. So Chidi, we can put up something. I can actually start up that conversation. Very easy for me to start. For members of the group, it's not a big deal. We'll start the conversation, find other people to join us. I will enjoy teaching that. Trust me, I will enjoy teaching that. So I was saying, money is spiritual and scientific, but it is not magical. It means it is not luck, based on learning. So if you didn't read the book of the month, please do, and there will be a new book of the month. Trust me, by next week, we'll have a new book of the month. Do well to read it. Do well to read it. Like I always tell you, it doesn't take too long to read. 20 pages a day, 10 pages a day, depending on how fast you want to read, you can go through the book of the month. It is for your education and for your financial intelligence. Nobody taught you about money in school. And imagine the wife of the president telling people to fry akara. Okay, thank you for joining the group. It's not the person that will teach you a lot about money, financial intelligence. So it becomes your responsibility to educate yourself and grow your finance. And then final thing I want to say before I let us go, AROM Pension, the person who spoke to us last weekend, Kai Oga, reached out to a couple of us in respect of investing in money market. I've started processing my own money market account. I know Chisom had processed our own money market account. So for any other person that is interested, if you see that video or if you don't understand what I'm talking about, watch our last video. It's on our YouTube channel. I'll post it on the group again. If you are interested and they have not reached out to you or you guys didn't finish your conversation, if I need to follow up with them, please do let me know. Chidi has indicated interest. I'm going to reach out to them. I am processing mine and I know exactly what I want to do with that vehicle. And I was telling Chidi what I'll do with that, my investment vehicle. So I'm going to let us go. And before I do, I want to say thank you all for spending your Saturday morning with me. You could be watching, you could be in PTA. One of us is actually in PTA, but she's still with us. So for everybody who has joined, Oriva, the first person in, I have a special appreciation for the first person who always comes in. Thank you very much. And for every other person has, Damaris has been with us almost, I believe, every edition from the very first. Vivo, I'm not sure who is Vivo. Okay. Uchena, thank you. My tailor, yes. Oh, no, sorry, that is what my fashion designer. Sorry, Uchena, thank you. And Theophilos, thank you very, very much. Idia, thank you very much. Chisom. So to everybody here, Churchill, and I hope I'm not missing any name. Diza, you owe me. We are going to sort that out. Juliet, and every other person, of course. Just permit me to announce that somebody is in the group who I saw in church, and she followed me to my house and has refused to go back to her father's house. Interestingly, my wife is in the group. Marilyn is in group. You can help me put your hands together for Marilyn. Chidi is smiling. Chidi, I told Oriba that I'm going to bring up this. Chidi, you remember that your drama at Maitama? Me and Oriba were talking about that drama. She told me that she was one of the people who was part of that drama. I said, oh, Chidi, I thought you were just a gentleman, a spiritual brother. I didn't know you were a lover boy. So, but that was a good one. It's something we look back and we remember. We just laugh. So, to everybody who have made this possible, Modesta, who reminded me, where is the link? I say thank you to Marilyn, to Chidi. I am indeed grateful. So till our next edition, I think we'll have some conversations in the middle of the month, because if we need to do some learning, we might have to do some conversation in the middle of the month. But till we meet again, if you have anything you want to ask, reach out to us on the group. I've dropped the group link again. You can reach me personally, or you can reach Chidi. Thank you all very much for being part of the Money Code 6.0. We are counting and we are learning and we are growing. So till we meet again, it's been my pleasure being your host. And in the next few minutes, the YouTube video will be live. And of course, I will share the link. So thank you very much. Chidi, thank you. All the best in your forward journey home. Say hi to Eno for us. Remind her of that drama. We still remember that movie, that blockbuster. If it was these days, it would go viral on social media. But it's all good. So thank you all very much. It's been my
Mr.
pleasure
Ken,
being your host. Yes, please.
please, when did you download the book for the week?
I'll drop it. Are you in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, it's
Okay,
precious.
I'll drop it again in the WhatsApp group. EPUB
Okay.
and the PDF version, I'll drop them. Who was speaking to me, please? Who is that?
Okay, thank you. It's
Who is that Chisom?
Chisom. Yes.
Okay, okay. I'll drop the links again, the copies of the book again on the WhatsApp group. All right, everyone. So see you guys across the month, and definitely we are doing this again at the end of July. All right, bye for now and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you, Theophilus. Thank you, Idia. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.